Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Wrestleseries 13 pre-show and discussion panel. Good evening, everybody. I am Johnny LaMonaco, and I am joined here by several gentlemen here tonight who will be in very exciting matches. To my left, we have one half of the Carson brothers. Michael Carson is with us. The Dragon, Drake Edwards, is here. And to my right, Captain Carnage, Hammer, is here. We have got a fantastic main event for you tonight. It will be for the VWE Women's World Championship. It will be the champion, the Bird of Prey, Lyra Phoenix, to defend against the main event, Danny, right here tonight at night one of Wrestleseries 13. We'll get started with our first match here tonight. It will be for the VWE Tag Team Championship, as the current champions, the 8 Mile Titans, Natas Gridmore and Titan. We will be facing the Carson brothers, one half of them represented here on the panel tonight. Michael Carson, welcome.
Hey, appreciate it, Johnny. Glad to be here.
You have been after Natas and Titan for quite some time now. You are just itching to deliver a beatdown. What's going through your mind right now?
What's going through my mind? Oh, it's not a lot, man. It's simple. As I said on the press conference, what we've been doing is just been toying with them, seeing what all they can bring to the table, and they haven't really brought much besides cheap tactics and a bunch of bullshit. So tonight they're gonna get the full-fledged force of what the Carsons are about. They're gonna get their asses kicked. And then you're going to see the Carsons being on top of the tag team division once again. And it's been quite a long time, Johnny, since we've been able to do that. So, I'm going to kick their ass. It's simple. That's just all it is to it.
That match will be kicking us off tonight. It will be for the VWE World Tag Team Championship. The Carson brothers going up against the current champions, the 8 Mile Titans, Natas Gridmore and Titan. Also on the card tonight, you will see the Dragon, Drake Edwards, in action, taking on Ren Blackheart. Drake, you're with us here tonight. How are you feeling about this match tonight?
First of all, Johnny, it is great to have you back, even if it's just for an evening. It's great to have you back home. As far as how am I feeling? I feel fantastic. I'm going to prove a point here tonight and make an example of Ren Blackheart. It's that simple.
Now, being that Ren Blackheart is a family member of the gentleman to my right here, would you like to offer anything to that, Hammer?
Wait, family? Wait. Ren's just Hammer's hand, bro. What are you talking about?
Well, I always understood that they were family.
There is no blood relation, but yes, Ren Blackheart is in fact a brother, my brother.
Do you have anything to add to what Drake has already stated?
I can do nothing but laugh at what Drake has just stated. I mean, you can look at history. When the lights are on, he doesn't get the results. He can be the dragon and he can tell you that he wants you to submit or anything like that. But when the bell goes ding, he's looking at the lights. And tonight will be no different. My brother will finish this and have Drake looking at the lights.
All right. Also on the card tonight, we will see a career versus career anything goes match. That will be between the Misfit and God, Cody Hooley, and Grand Reverend Falcon will be in tow as well. Also on the show tonight, you will see a fatal four-way for the VWE Women's National Championship. The current champion, the Bad Apple, Tracy Stallings, to defend against the Maharani, to defend against the Lady of VWE, Kat Monroe, and, excuse me, the absolute legend, Viola Beaumont. All that right here tonight, plus that stellar main event that we already mentioned for the VWE Women's World Championship, the Bird of Prey, Lyra Phoenix, to defend against Danny. We already know tonight, or at least I know this because I happened to catch it earlier. One of the, I take that back. I take that back what I said earlier. It's not going to be Viola. It's going to be the blonde bomber, Betty Heiss, who is not in a good mood at all because her rental vehicle mysteriously disappeared. Nobody knows what happened to it, but hopefully Betty makes it here tonight because she wants her shot at that VWE Women's National Championship. She wants to face Tracy Stallings tonight. Hopefully she makes it, but she'll be doing it without the use of her rental vehicle. You gentlemen have any thoughts on that fatal four-way?
I do. Well, I have several. One, a lot of people think that Tracy Stallings is backed into a corner, and she is. But Tracy is a fighter, and odds be damned. I mean, we all know that most likely this is going to be a glorious 3-on-1 handicap match, and I think Tracy's expecting it. But you know as well as I do, alliances fold very quickly whenever there's gold involved.
You got that right.
So, even with all that said, Tracy Stallings is walking in here tonight as the VWE Women's National Champion, and she's going to walk out successfully defending the championship as well.
Tracy Stallings, the Bad Apple, has had undoubtedly a career year here in VWE. She's got all the momentum behind her. I do believe, in my heart of hearts, that she will rise up and overcome tonight, just as you believe she will as well. Michael, how do you feel about this match?
I'm not doubting the skills of Tracy. We've seen what she's been able to accomplish in that ring, and coming from a whole lot of bullshit to coming into being a champion. I mean, she's proved so much, but you also have to look at the rookie, the blonde bomber, Betty, coming in from Pulse and already making some kind of name for herself on the roster. I mean, I have faith in our champion, but I mean, realistically, we've seen rookies come out of nowhere and literally change the landscape of a division. So you have to take that into consideration. I mean, my choice in who I think is going to win's up in the air. I don't think Ronnie's going to do it. I think she's got some side agenda. And Kat, I mean, I don't have no input on Kat because I don't know exactly what has been going on with her because I've been sidetracked dealing with the Toss and Titan. But I don't know. It could be Tracy, could be Betty. We could all be surprised and it'd be somebody else. Who knows?
Hammer, you got any thoughts on this one?
I think that the numbers don't lie. Yes, we can call a spade a spade. This is what looks to be a glorified handicap match. But because of that, you're looking at a 3-on-1. There's no way Tracy's going to walk out of this with anything other than disappointment. And as you've seen, Ronnie is playing nice. Kat has been here before. She knows exactly what to do. Not to mention, her and Betty are best friends. So there's going to be no issue there. Like they said the other day, the right person will win.
Fatal four-way for the VWE Women's National Championship. The Bad Apple, Tracy Stallings, to defend against Kat Monroe, to defend against the Ronnie Patel, and the Blonde Bomber, Betty Heiss. One of the matches you will see here tonight. Let's go back to the Tag Team Championship for just a moment here, and let's do a little prediction on that one. Michael, I know where you're coming from. Obviously, you're predicting a win tonight. Drake, how do you feel about it?
Well, Titan and the Toss, they've been impressive since they've captured those titles. I mean, I can admit things when I see them. I mean, which has been shocking. I mean, the Toss has come a very long way because I know a lot of fans remember he actually started in this business as a commentator, and look where he is now, the current one half of the VWE World Tag Team Championships, and he's also won titles on Pulse. He's very accomplished, which is very impressive. But blood is thicker than water, and the Carsons, they are on a roll, and I see them steamrolling at the end of the day and capturing the VWE World Tag Team Championships here tonight.
Anything to add to that, Michael?
I mean, he started as a commentator, and after the beatdown he's going to get here in about 45 minutes, his ass is going to go back to being a commentator. I'm going to put him back in his own position because he's not going to stick around long.
I love this. I am looking forward to this match. But, you know, blood is thicker than water, but nobody here is thicker than Titan. And what we're going to see tonight are two little guys get absolutely squished by the big man.
Well, folks, guess what else you're going to see here tonight? You're going to see the man to my right, Captain Carnage Hammer, taking on the Architect of Annihilation. What are your thoughts on this match going into it, Hammer?
Like I've said, I didn't even want this. He came for me. I had my focus, as I have said, on Morgan and Niall. But Knight decided to get himself a little bit of relevancy for Wrestleseries and come for me. So, I'm going to do what I have to do and put him in the dirt. We have some issues anyway because he wants to run his mouth about me, and you saw what he did to my boy Michael. So, a receipt is due, and I'm planning on collecting tonight.
Michael Carson, how are you feeling about Hammer versus Knight?
See, so this is the tricky answer, Johnny, because I've been in a tag team with Knight. We've won tag team champions together. We've fought each other for multiple championships. I know what kind of competitor Knight's been and what he's been through this past year and what kind of wrestler he's become, what kind of animal he's become to get to where he's had to be. But on the other hand, I've been in the ring with Hammer, one of the most dominant forces we have in the VWE, and I'm not going to knock it. He's strong. Hammer has no hesitation putting somebody in the ground, like he said, and I'm not doubting that. If the numbers are in my favor, I hope Knight pulls through, just because I like Knight as a person. No offense to you, Hammer, but if Knight slips up, Hammer can easily eat him up. So, I mean, really, it's any of them can win. Either of them could win.
Drake?
My thoughts are very similar to Michael's. I've been in the ring with both Hammer and both Knight. I know what they're both capable of doing. The wild card in all this, I mean, we know how vicious Hammer can be. Knight earlier this year was the VWE World Heavyweight Champion, and he set the record for the most successful defenses ever. Well, the amount of matches, the amount of that he's been through, will that play some sort of role here tonight? Because you know the man has got to be exhausted because he's wrestled just about more than anyone else on this roster. For Knight to have any chance of this match, well, I shouldn't say any chance because he's got a great chance. But for Knight to have the best chance possible, he's got to end this quickly. If this match drags on, it's going to be Hammer's.
All right, that's another one of the matches you will see here tonight. Let's go back to the Dragon, Drake Edwards versus Ren Blackheart for just a moment. Hammer, do you have a prediction?
Easy. Nice and simple. Ren wins.
Michael?
I mean, if Ren even shows up, he might have a chance. I mean, realistically, Drake's got this in the bag. It's easy.
And Drake, you're obviously feeling pretty good about the match.
Not only am I going to win, I guarantee Ren is going to be in need of serious medical treatment.
And I do want to point out here that tag team match for the VWE Tag Team Championships will be contested under tornado rules. That means all four competitors will be in the ring simultaneously.
And that also includes no DQs, so they can't cheat to win.
All right, let's talk about another match that we've got coming our way here tonight. It will be an anything goes match, and it will be career versus career. We're talking about the Misfit, and we're talking about God, Cody Hooley. Hammer, we'll start with you on this one.
I do not believe in a lot of things, but what I do believe in is God. And there is no chance on God's green earth that the Misfit is going to have a career when the night ends?
Michael.
You know, this is kind of one of them other conflicting answers, Johnny, because I've been in the room with both of them, but when it comes to what has transpired, I think Misfit's got this in the bag. He's got a bigger driving force behind him because really, what's Cody done besides lose, really?
Drake, your thoughts?
I've been going back and forth on this matchup because you could easily see where either one of them can win. I think what this boils down to, I mean, not only is there the career versus career stipulation on the line, which is gigantic, because one of them after tonight is no longer part of VWE. But there's a bigger story in play. The Misfit has never beaten God Cody Hooley. You know when someone has had your number, it just eats at you, and you want to do everything in your power to get that proverbial monkey off your back. Does Misfit do that tonight? Or is he going to the sunset? Honestly, I don't know, because I could literally see this going either way. Especially if outside forces get involved.
Well, one outside force right off the bat is the Grand Reverend Falcon.
Hold on, I've got to interrupt for 1 second because I have to ask this question. How can anybody think that God is going to do anything other than win? How are people doubting him? He is a 6-time world heavyweight champion.
Could have been a 7th, but he lost the Elimination Dome match, bro. He
That
lost.
may be. The fact remains, he is a 6-time world heavyweight champion. The fact remains, he has never in his entire career lost to the Misfit. How can anybody even think Misfit has a chance in this? If anybody has his number 8-0, anybody has his number, it's God.
Drake, do you see any way for the Grand Reverend to factor into this match?
Well, we've seen it multiple times where, with his verse of the day, getting into people's heads and whatnot. I have a feeling, though, that even though he might try, I think he's not really going to be much of a factor. I think at the end of the day, you're going to have two men just slugging out to see who's better. At least that's what I'm hoping to see.
Well, that's what we're going to see here tonight because this match is anything goes, and it will be career versus career. The career of one of these two will come to an end. It will either be the Misfit or it will be God, Cody Hooley. Gentlemen, that brings us to our main event here tonight, the ultimate David versus Goliath story. It will be the main event, Danny going up against the VWE Women's World Champion, the Bird of Prey, Lyra Phoenix. Michael, I'll start with you on this one.
I mean, it's kind of obvious, isn't it? I mean, to take the size of what Lyra is compared to Danny's stature, I mean, physically, if you think about it, it's Lyra's. Lyra's got it in the bag. But we've seen it before where the smaller person comes out on top. It's all about the wits. It's all about how Danny goes about breaking down everything about Lyra in this match. If I had it my way, I'd say Danny, but it's just kind of hard to rule out Lyra and the size of our women's champion.
Well, let me pose a thought to you here. Conventional wisdom would tell you when you got a good little person against a good bigger person, the bigger person's always going to win. Drake?
Well, that's why you wrestle the matches, because when that bell rings, anything can and will happen.
That's very true.
As far as the contest itself, Danny has been on a meteoric rise since she debuted on Pulse, and especially since she came to the main roster. Her list of accomplishments is pretty impressive, and she has all the momentum in the world.
Don't forget walking through 29 other women to win the Elimination Royale.
And winning the Elimination Royale is not an easy task. I know from personal experience, because I've done so myself. But anyway, Yes, Danny has all the momentum in the world, but standing in her way is the most dominant female this business has ever seen, in Lyra Phoenix.
Hammer?
How I'm going to love this match, because it's got my girl Lyra doing what she does best. Look at the sheer facts. We're seeing the best Lyra we've seen in a very long time. And now she's decided to stop playing nice and being all friendly and go back to getting shit done. What we're going to see tonight is Lyra throwing Danny all over this entire arena and bringing the rest of it down.
That could certainly happen tonight. What could also certainly happen tonight is that Danny wrestles a match of her career right here tonight and pulls it off against the VWE Women's World Champion. This is VWE. On any given day, anybody can win here. Does Danny have a chance? She's got a great chance. Folks, that's going to just about do it for us here tonight. Wrestleseries 13 kicks off in about 32 minutes. We thank you so much for coming out to join us here tonight. I know I'm looking forward to seeing the great matches here tonight. I'm looking forward to seeing Hammer in action. I'm looking forward to seeing the Carsons in action. Looking forward to seeing Drake in action, plus everything else we've got coming our way. The career match, Anything Goes, God, Cody Hooley, the Fatal 4-Way for the VWE Women's National Championship, and of course the main event here tonight for the VWE Women's World Championship. The main event, Danny to go up against the champion, the Bird of Prey, Lyra Phoenix. Hammer, thank you so much. Michael Carson, always a pleasure. Drake, best of luck to you tonight. Best of luck to all three of you tonight. Thank you for joining us here for the Wrestleseries 13 pre-show and discussion panel. We'll be getting underway with the show in 30 minutes.
Thanks, John.